Hey guys, hopefully you're off to an awesome and amazing day. Listen, we are in the final stretch. It is the fourth quarter, and just like football, we have first down, second down, third down, and touchdown. I want you guys to knock it out the park, okay? We want to have a touchdown. So I want to talk to you guys about some strategies that you can implement. You can implement and execute right now to help you reduce that tax liability, to help you not owe Uncle Sam. And if you do have a tax liability, maybe the tax liability can be diminished. Maybe it can be reduced by implementing these steps. All right, listen, I am Dr. Cozette M. White, America's #1 tax and accounting strategist. I work with 6- and 7-figure service-based CEOs to help them reduce their tax liability, understand what is happening with their financial situation, their balance sheet, their profit and loss statement, their statement of cash flow, implementing key performance indicators, goals, metrics to help them hit those targets. I also work with tax and accounting professionals to help them grow, leverage, and scale their virtual firm. Okay, those that are looking to really next level, they're stagnant in their business and they're just not sure how to move, how to push the needle to the next level. All right, so let's jump into these tips that I want to share with you all today. We are talking about smart moves to improve your tax situation. Now, I'm going to tell you guys up front, you may see me looking at my cheat sheet because I wrote down some notes, but I want to make sure that I am sharing value-added information and giving y'all these tips to reduce what you owe Uncle Sam. All right, so let's talk about number 1. I wrote down here, put your family on your payroll. Put your family on your payroll. Now, first of all, before we can even put our family on our payroll, we have to determine some things. We have to figure out what's our business structure. Yep. We need to determine if we are an LLC, a limited liability corporation. A limited liability corporation is recognized on the state level, but on the Internal Revenue Service, the federal level, it is not so much recognized. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There's an S corporation as well as a C corporation. You have to elect to become an S corporation with the Internal Revenue Service. Okay, so just keep those things in mind, but it really depends on which entity and how we structure and handle this payroll. All right. So when I use the word payroll, that means you are physically putting them on the payroll. You are paying payroll taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, employer taxes. Okay. For our children under a certain threshold, you can hire those individuals and pay those individuals, or you can hire them as an independent contractor. Don't get it wrong. If you hire them and they're under a certain age, you can hire them and pay them up to the standard deduction amount. When you pay them up to the standard deduction amount, that means that the child is not paying taxes on this amount, but you, as the business owner, you're eligible to write off the business expense because this is considered an ordinary and necessary business expense. But what I need for you guys to do is I need for you to make sure if you are hiring a minor, meaning your child, your family member, make sure that you keep accurate records. Make sure that you have a contract on file with this individual, even though they're a family member. I need for y'all to handle things like it's a business. Make sure you are tracking when they clock in, when they clock out. Make sure you have a job description for them. Make sure that that job description makes sense. Don't make it like they're the VP of sales and they're only 16 years old. Okay, not to say that they can't do it, but let's make it make sense is where I'm going with it. Okay, because after all, if we are writing off this expense, we want to prove to the Internal Revenue Service that it is reasonable. We want to also be able to prove to them that it is an ordinary and necessary business expense. Remember, we are talking about reducing our tax liability. And if we want to reduce our tax liability and write something off as a tax deduction, y'all, we got to have the receipts, the backup to show it. Okay. Otherwise, guess what? The Internal Revenue Service can disallow it. All right. The next thing I have on here is, y'all, I need for you guys to start filing those taxes on time. All right. So let's have a come to Jesus. When are taxes due? A come to Jesus conversation. When are taxes due? Listen, everything is not due April 15th. It's just not. Okay, so if you are an S corporation or you are a partnership, meaning it's 2 or more individuals that are running a business, you are considered a partnership. Those returns are due March 15th. They're due the 3rd month, the 15th day of the 3rd month of every single calendar year. If you need an extension, that means that the S corporation and the partnership returns are due September 15th. Now, let me get clear with y'all, because we got to clear this nonsense up. If you request a 6-month extension, you are just getting an extension to file the tax return. It does not mean that the IRS is giving you a 6-month extension to pay them. It doesn't work like that, you guys. If you have a tax liability, the tax liability is due on the due date. March 15th is what we're talking about right now. If you are a C corporation or individual tax returns, the due date is April 15th. If you need an extension, the extension due date is October 15th. If you are a 501c3, a nonprofit organization, those returns are typically due May 15th. And if you file an extension, the extension date is November 15th. Okay, so don't get in the habit of filing late, you guys. It sets up a bad relationship with the Internal Revenue Service. And if you ever go for penalties or anything where you're trying to win them over and they look at the history of your EIN or the history of your Social Security number, and you have a pattern of continuously filing late or continuously not making your tax payments on time, then guess what? It doesn't make you look good and it's harder to win them over. Okay. The next one is set yourself up with a traditional IRA. Okay. We have traditional IRAs and we have Roth IRAs. The traditional IRAs means that those are pre-tax dollars. Okay. So it's going to help lower your tax liability. What happens on the back end though is that you will find that you will be paying taxes when you pull that money out. And I'm talking about in retirement. Okay, not now. Because when you put some money away into the IRA, we are not touching it, right? We are setting ourselves up for success. We're putting money away for retirement years. That's one thing that one thing that business owners fail to do. They fail to save for retirement. Okay, start developing healthy habits, start putting money away right now and see your money grow. And by the time you retire, you will have some money, because no one wants to be self-employed for forever. Y'all want to hang it up, right? Hang the towel up, throw the towel in and retire. Okay, start putting money away for retirement. It's also going to help you right now in the current moment, reduce that tax liability. Okay, for those of you that may have a JOB, I know we're talking to our small business owners as well right now, but if you have a flex spending plan at the job, make sure you take advantage of it, because it is going to reduce your taxable dollar. Okay, so if you make $100,000, just throwing out a number, if you make $100,000, yet and still you are participating in the flex spending, it could say that maybe you have a tax liability or you're paying taxes on $95,000 versus taxes on $100,000. So it's reducing your taxable dollar. All right. And then last but not least, I need for you guys to consider giving back. Giving back to some charities, giving back to some people who have organizations that have mission statements or missions that are in alignment with you. Maybe it's an organization that gives back to kids who are going away to school. Maybe it's an organization that gives to foster children. Maybe it's an organization that gives back for education. Whatever it is, decide on a nonprofit organization that you feel good about contributing to and contributing and giving charity to, donating to. It's a tax write-off. It's a tax deduction. All right. So hopefully these few tips help you. We're in the 4th quarter. Okay, just like I said, it was football season in the beginning. 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, and then that touchdown. I need for you guys to touch down and make sure you start implementing and executing some of these tax strategies that I will be sharing with you all over the next several weeks as we land the plane, so to speak. as we glide into that touchdown, that goal post, and hit the touchdown, make the touchdown. As we glide there, I want to help you guys with just sharing some strategies, some things to implement right now. Don't wait till the last minute. You see, I'm starting a little early. I'm starting at the top of the fourth quarter, giving you guys these tax tips so that you have time to shift. You have time. You know how they be on the field and they be shuffling? Look, I want you guys to shuffle some things around and make sure that you hit the goal. All right. You reduce your taxable liability. All right. So listen, this has been fun. I am Dr. Cozette M. America's #1 tax and accounting strategist. Again, you guys take a moment to hit the subscribe button up there so that every time I go live, you will get notified when one of my videos pops up. Okay. I'm going to make sure that I'm dropping nuggets in over the next several weeks, whether it be on taxes, whether it be on accounting, whether it be for helping my tax and accounting folks grow those businesses. All right. Make sure, don't forget to subscribe me. And if you like what I said, leave me some comments. Invite your friends to follow me as well. In the meantime, you guys have yourselves an awesome and amazing day, and I will catch you on my next video. Until then, have a beautiful day.